Memphis Success, Episode 4 with Tyrone Spencer.
We in life tend to put a period. That's the content part, where God is simply saying, this is not where I want you to end. I want you to keep it going. But because of that fear versus faith syndrome, we choose to stay.
Want to be successful in business? Listen to Memphis Success, the voice of Memphis entrepreneurs. Be prepared to be challenged and inspired to dream big and take immediate action now.
Today's episode is sponsored by John D. Davis, CPA. He focuses on taxpayers and small businesses with their taxes. John brings several years of valuable experience as an IRS registered tax preparer. He also is offering a 10% discount on your first tax preparation, and he can be reached at 901-337-3207. Make sure you mention Memphis Success to receive your 10% off. Once again, his number is 337-3207. Now let's get to the show. Welcome to MemphisSuccess.com, the voice of Memphis entrepreneurs, where your success is Memphis Success. Today, I'm so excited. Today, I have our guest, Mr. Tyrone Spencer. Now, many of us are passionate, loyal, and committed to living a healthier and longer life. But Spencer's Team 30 Total Fitness Group, located right here in Memphis, Tennessee, is a group of gymnasts under the direction and training and instructor of Tyrone Spencer. He normally goes by Spencer if you know him. He offers a variety of consultation in addition to teaching instructional boot camps such as P90 and Insanity style classes. Now look, I've known this man probably going on a year now. He's always excited. He always brings that enthusiasm to his class. And if you ever been to one of his boot camp classes, I'm sure you got to work out and got your money's worth. So I want to go ahead and introduce Spencer. Man, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great, Mr. I'm doing great. I appreciate you inviting me out today for this interview. I'm doing well. How are you doing today?
Man, I'm on top. I'm on top. Good. Well, hey, I'm so glad you're here. You know, first I want to just touch on just some basic questions to get going. Hey, I know you're in the fitness industry. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Just some advice and tips that you can share from a healthy standpoint. But Memphis Success, we're all about entrepreneurship, and we have our Memphis go-getters out there. They're really, you know, there may be people out there who are passionate about training and want to be trainers themselves. But I want to talk a little bit about the business side of this, and we'll definitely get into this. But just to kick things off, you know, just some simple question I have for you. Now, when you think about Memphis, I know you're a Memphian.
Right, absolutely.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you just think about the city of Memphis?
Growth. Growth, how it's gone from where it used to be when I was growing up to how it is becoming now. The marketplace, just the businesses coming back to Memphis, and a lot of people that have gone off are, you know, coming back. So just growth in general.
Okay, cool. Now, yeah, Memphis is definitely growing. I think there's still tons of opportunities, especially from a business standpoint, to get things going here in Memphis. And that's what we're definitely trying to do. Now, when someone meets you for the first time, they don't know you, right? When they first meet you for the first time and they just ask, you know, what do you do? If you can just tell us, hey, what do you do?
Well, I'm outside of a business owner, I'm a personal trainer.
Okay.
I'm one of those guys that is passionate about what I do. I bring a lot of things to the table as far as the health and fitness side, but not just the health and fitness side. I try to plug in my spiritual side as well, because I always, you know, put my spiritual side of life into what I got going on my daily job, and this is what keeps me going and grounded. So that's how I pretty much introduce myself to individuals outside of just saying I'm a personal trainer.
Okay. All right. Great. And I'll be honest with you, man. I follow you on Facebook, and I love the posts that you put out there where you do share those healthy tips, but then you also bring that spiritual side. Right. And I think a lot of people enjoy getting that message from you. So a lot of people may not know you. recently you put a post on Facebook. So I just want to kind of take you back. I really want you to really dig deep into your story.
Okay.
So just take us back to that time when you really decided to take that leap of faith to become an entrepreneur, and what was really going on in your life. And you briefly mentioned about this and talked about this on a recent Facebook post.
Absolutely. Well, during that time frame, I was going through some things in my personal life that a lot of people don't know about, and that's simply because I just don't bring my personal life into my business side.
Mm-hmm.
But during that time, I was the general manager of a well-known health spa here in Memphis, Tennessee. We won't call their names. Doing well. I was the general manager running all 6 locations. Great salary job, benefits. Couldn't ask for a better job. But at that time, I was battling with should I stay or should I step out, on my own? Because I knew the value of what was coming through the door was not just for that business. It was pretty much they were coming for me. And I had a lot of folks,
So you were bringing people there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Any class you would come to, there'd be 70, 80 people per class. And the fact that I was a general manager, I was that suit and tie guy. I was the man.
Mm-hmm.
But, because I knew that, I was also scared of leaving that. Okay. And that's the battle I was having within my personal side. Should I step out knowing that I had these many followers coming to see me, or should I stay and just
be comfortable?
Be comfortable or content is what I put on my Facebook page you mentioned a few minutes ago.
Okay.
And the word I used was I was content.
Well, a lot of people are struggling with that right now.
Absolutely.
They're at their jobs and they see opportunities, but they're kind of afraid to kind of make that adjustment. But please continue on.
Oh, absolutely. And knowing so and dealing with that, to piggyback off what you just said about the Facebook post, one of my most recent posts was putting a period where God puts a comma.
Mm.
We in life tend to put a period.
Okay.
That's the content part, where God is simply saying, this is not where I want you to end.
Mm.
I want you to keep it going. But because of that fear versus faith syndrome, we choose to stay out of fear. When God is simply saying, you should have faith.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're willing to take a few steps, I will open all the doors for you. So going back to that time in my life, that's what I was battling with, the fear.
Okay.
Versus the faith. I was losing faith. I had it, but I was losing. I couldn't see it. But then I also at that time, my dad was going through some stuff in his life. So I was kind of tied up in a lot of emotional stuff.
Okay.
He had just had a recent stroke. He's been now hospitalized for almost 2 years. Just recently got out week before last after 2 years. Thank God. Praise God.
Thank God.
So I had a lot of stuff going on emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, I just woke up one morning and I just decided, I think today is the day.
Okay.
And I don't know what is going to be ahead of me, but as long as I know God is guiding me in this direction and his hand is on it, I can't go wrong.
So did you, before you decided to leave your job, did you already have this bigger vision of what you were going to do next?
No. I did. And I can't say I did.
Okay.
I just took from what I saw coming into the gym for me. Mm-hmm. I saw the amount of people that were following me no matter where I would go in the city. If I was doing a local health fair, if I was going to a hospital to do a health fair, if I put out on Facebook I was going to be X&O or Mom and Pop's restaurant, the crowd came.
Okay,
so
wow.
I was just going off that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I didn't have no building. I didn't have no keys to nothing. I haven't talked about it.
So you truly stepped out on faith.
I just, absolutely, faith. I just stepped out. And I remember, somebody told me a long time ago, there's a difference between jumping off a hill and jumping off a cliff. And if you jump off a hill, you don't leave yourself room to pray. Because the hill is probably about 2 or 3 feet high. And you can jump off, get up and dust yourself off and keep it moving. But if you jump off a cliff, you don't know how you're going to land. So during that fall, you got to put your trust.
Right.
And God is going to land you perfectly so that when you hit that ground, you can get up running. And that's what I simply did. I just stepped all the way out there. Like I say, I left a perfect salary job, benefits, got 3 kids, you know, the whole 9 yards. And I just simply said, I'm going to do it now. God is pulling me. He's leading me. So there is no tomorrow. It's a today. And I just simply made a few phone calls, you know, told a few folks what I got to offer, which is myself, what I think I could bring to the table. And the rest is history.
Wow. Well, look, I would just tell you this. For the time that I've known you and seen you work and then being in action, I'm not surprised that you didn't already have that following. I do believe you have the charisma, you have the spiritual belief that causes a lot of people to follow you. And then obviously the training is off the chain. So, I'm not
repeat that part one time.
The train is off the chain. So, I'm not surprised, but still, it is big. There's a lot of people out there on that edge and afraid to step out on faith to make that decision. So I definitely applaud you and commend you for doing that. Now, so once you stepped out there, a lot of times as entrepreneurs, there's some challenges that we normally face. So, as a business owner and getting started, we're faced with a lot of challenges. So just tell me a story of one of your biggest challenges or disappointments that you faced as an entrepreneur. And then really, how were you able to overcome it and bounce back from it?
Well, first off, I made my circle small.
Okay.
And what I mean by my circle is it's the people closest to me that know me. It's not my followers, it's not my supporters, or not the ones that show up for every event that I have. I'm not talking about those individuals. I'm talking about the people that personally know me. They know my first name, they know my middle name, they know my last name, where I'm from. They know me. What I had to do is I had to make that circle small.
Okay.
And believe it or not, that was family. And some of my closest friends. And the reason why I did that was because they were not all going in the same direction that my vision was going. And some were saying, well, first of all, you're a young black guy. This market is not there for you. You're setting yourself up for failure. Why would you leave?
And these are people that were originally kind of close to you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And again, these are people I've known, pretty much all my life. But there were some that was like, just simply were like, you can't be successful when there's no market for what you're getting ready to try to do. The gyms and the stuff that are going on now, they've been in business. They got capital. They got sponsors. They got money.
Okay.
I didn't have that. So that was, again, the battle I was going on just within myself in my circle. So I had to make that circle small. But at the same time,
how was it? I mean, I know in Memphis Go-Getters, listen, he's talking about, small, have smaller group of influencers, a smaller knit of your team. And so, but let me ask you this question. We definitely heard that before, have a smaller group of people with you. Really, tell us just a little bit about the steps you to take to kind of turn those other people away. I mean, will you just stop answering phone calls or kind of telling them, hey?
I didn't stop answering phone calls all the way. I stopped conversations.
Okay.
Meaning, as the conversation went and I saw it going south, I stopped the conversations.
Okay.
They're all family and they'll forever be family. But when the conversations again start going a way that I didn't think that my mind was going, again, this was my seed.
Right.
God planted this seed within me. So obviously, you can't see it because he didn't put the seed in you.
Right.
And if he did, you would have already done what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
I would be coming to look for a job at your place. But because it wasn't your seed, you can't see this vision.
Right.
It wasn't written down. I didn't have a business proposal. I didn't have an attorney write all this stuff out. It was just that vision that, I said, again, God planted within me.
Okay.
And I saw this vision, and I knew that if I just watered it, which simply means work, if I put the work in, he's already provided me with all the tools. He provided me with the energy. He provided me with the stamina. He provided me with, quote unquote, the looks. He provided me with the knowledge of having the ability to take somebody from 300 pounds down to 100 pounds or get them in the best shape of their life with no books in front of me. This is a seed. It was planted in me. So I just took that watered it every day, stay away from the naysayers. But then again, I also listened to the naysayers because the naysayers is the one that kind of pushed me a little bit more.
Okay.
Every time somebody told me I was going to fall, I wasn't going to succeed, I used that.
Well, they say use your haters for your motivators.
Yes, I use them as a platform, a stepping stool. I just simply put them beneath me, and I just kind of just stepped on them as a ladder to get me to where I am today.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes it's okay to listen to the naysayers, because if you're a self-driven, self-motivated person, you can use that to push you along versus getting pulled along.
Okay. Well, awesome. Well, thank you. I think that will definitely help a lot of people out there, our Memphis go-getters that are listening. I mean, that's an amazing testimony, amazing story there. But I call this the big shift moment in your business. So you've stepped out there. So just take us to the moment in time when you had experienced or learned something new that really helped shift your business and take it to another level.
Well, I remember a couple months back, and again, I've only been here at it 1 year, 1 month. And in that first few months, I think you mentioned a few seconds ago, the highs and lows. Well, leaving where I was coming here, I went through about a 2-3 month low period.
Okay.
Because I only had 5-6 clients, if you want to call it. But then I had an individual come in one day whom I haven't seen in over about a year or two. And the conversation we had at that moment was they wasn't coming because it was the Raleigh Springs Mall or because I finally had a new building. They were coming because it was me.
Right.
They were coming simply because they remember how I was able to take them from a point of their life on the health journey to where they are now. And when I listened to that conversation, I had to go back and kind of break that down exactly what that person was saying. And what I realized at that moment was, if that individual was coming for me, all I got to do is use me to make this grow.
Right. Okay.
I don't have to use, radio or commercial TVs. My advertisement comes from people losing the weight. That's almost like a walking billboard.
Walking billboard. Okay.
That's a walking platform. That's as we say, word of mouth will hurt you and help you. So by me never changing, by me continuously being the same person I was when I was at the other location, even when I was going through those lows, I never changed.
Okay.
My mindset never changed because I saw a vision. I knew if I just went to work that everything I got going on, it couldn't do nothing but grow.
Okay.
And that conversation actually propelled me because she was coming for me. She wasn't coming for the gym. She wasn't coming for, the Raleigh Springs Mall. And people were saying, well, the mall is closing, this, that, and other. She was coming for me. So I took that and just ran with it.
I will say this, Mr. One thing that I've seen in you and I think has helped you be successful is that you really give that one-on-one personal attention. And I would believe that you planted the seed in that woman a long time ago when you were at the other location. And that just helped grow, and that implanted in her to say, hey, I want to come back and work with you.
Absolutely.
So, hey, that's definitely great. I think for all business owners, just take his example. Hey, you got to treat your clients on one-on-one basis. You just can't treat everybody the same. It's just not a group effort. You got to be specific to that one client and customer that you have. And I've seen this several times where I've met somebody and a year later they come to my business. So you never know, where your blessings are going to come from. Now, the next thing, what I call this is just kind of tell us where you're at right now from a business standpoint and from your long-term future. What's your long-term vision?
Well, my long-term vision is what we're working on currently right now, a couple different fundraisers. You can go on to my website, which is www.spencerstotalfitness.com. You can follow me on Facebook, Tyrone Spencer, or Instagram, nnoble357. And you can see all the things that we got going on currently now. Again, like I mentioned a year ago, almost to this day, I only had 5 or 6 clients. Now we currently average about 200 people per day
Wow.
That's per day, not month. That's per day for the amount of people that come through the facility. With that is now propelling me on to the word I used a few minutes ago was growth. We're outgrowing where we are now.
Okay.
So we're in a position now to have to look for a new building, which is good.
Right.
So my long-term vision is to be in a building that I can stay and never have to move again.
Mm-hmm.
A location that will have all the amenities for everything I got going on, such as what we got going currently today, the reading boot camp for the kids, K through 12, here at the Raleigh Springs Mall, the Feed the Need program that I do monthly, the school programs that I go to every month, the mentorship program. This location that I'm looking for now will have enough space and availability to provide me to do all that and to continue to grow.
Okay, awesome. Wow, there's a lot of things. You got your hands on a lot of things, but hey, I know it's going to work out and things are going to be booming here in those areas. Today's episode is sponsored by John D. Davis, CPA. He focuses on taxpayers and small businesses with their taxes. John brings several years of valuable experience as an IRS registered tax preparer. He also is offering a 10% discount on your first tax preparation, and he can be reached at 901-337-3207. Make sure you mention Memphis Success to receive your 10% off. Once again, his number is 337-3207. Now let's get to the show. The next thing, and I call this our lightning round. So it's just some real quick questions we can run through. And so just to go ahead and get started, was there anything really holding you back from becoming an entrepreneur? You.
Yes, I'll cut you off right there. Me.
Okay.
I got it my own way.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that real quick is because, again, I was in a fearful mode versus a faithful mode.
Mm-hmm.
And my fear was just simply saying, I'm going to be leaving what I thought was the period point in my life.
Right.
Great job, great benefits. I was in my own way.
Right. And now look at you, 200 plus clients.
Stepped off a cliff.
Coming out.
And I put everything in God's hand, and He's carrying me the whole way. Now I am where I am today.
Cool. Now, what is the best advice you have ever received?
Trust your instinct.
Okay.
Trust that seed that is within you.
Okay.
If you're having a daily conversation with God, He's going to reveal to you the answer.
Okay.
And that seed I mentioned a few minutes ago is not in everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He's only going to put it in you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the best advice I can give somebody. If you have a relationship and you're constantly asking that same question, eventually it's going to be revealed to you some kind of way. And at that moment, just go.
Okay. Now, what do you read, watch, or listen to that keeps you inspired and motivated?
Motivational books.
Okay.
I love motivational books. I'm currently reading a book called The Circle Makers. I absolutely recommend this book to everybody. If you're thinking about being an entrepreneur, if you're thinking about starting your own business, even if you got your business and you've been in business for a year, 5 years, 10 years, go get this book called The Circle Maker.
The Circle Maker.
The Circle Maker. It
Okay.
will change your life and will change your mindset on what you're doing on a daily basis.
Okay, and Memphis Go-Getters, if you can go to the website, memphissuccess.com, I will have the show notes here that will have the links to the books and to his website for all the information that he's sharing here today on this interview. So you just mentioned about the book. Is there a favorite success quote that you have?
Favorite success quote that I have? Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. I say it daily, 10,000 times a day. Let's go.
Let's go.
It's contagious. Let's go.
All right. If you had $100 to spend to be a successful entrepreneur, and there were 4 areas to invest it in, okay? And one area was leadership. The second area was hustle. Third area was education. And the fourth area was networking. How would you invest your money to be a successful entrepreneur?
First one in leadership, marketing tools. To be a successful leader. Well, we'll use that one for network. I guess it doesn't have to be in any particular order.
No. I'm just curious on how would you invest? And it's really about just trying to advise other entrepreneurs where they need to spend their time. So it was $100 you would put, would you put $25 into leadership, $50 into hustle, just something like that?
Well, I guess before I put that dollar amount, leadership, if I can remember something that was told to me a long time ago, a great leader is a great listener. Somebody who dictates won't be successful. You can listen, sit back, observe, you'll learn a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And as you learn, you'll grow.
Right.
So hustle just simply means you got to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it requires you to put on 5 different hats to run one business, you just got to go to work. You got to work 18-hour jobs, 18 hours a day. You just got to go to work. And this is the only way that it's going to grow. I could be a 9-to-5 guy,
mm-hmm.
but I would have that 9-to-5 type mentality. So I'm not there yet. I don't know when I'll be there. So my hustle is those 18-hour days. Education for the kids. I always find a way to give back to the kids. Spending time with them, my mentorship program I got going on right now. I just was able to put a couple kids back into the military.
Okay, awesome.
A couple kids have now gotten their applications into college. Again, as I mentioned, we just started our Spencer Total Fitness Reading Boot Camp here at the Raleigh Springs Mall. So I'm real high on the education.
Mm-hmm.
Networking simply means just getting out and putting your name out there.
Right.
Simply what I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
A dollar value, $25 across the board, but giving back to the community is what I would put my 80% on.
Okay.
Giving back, finding a way just to give back. You'll receive your blessings more when you're able to be in a position to give back. And even if you are not in a position, but you still find a way to give back, it will always come back. So my way of thinking is with my prices, with my spending the one-on-one time, the educational part, this is my way of giving back versus a person simply thinking I'm in it for the money.
Okay.
If that kind of makes sense.
Well, I think also that definitely sets you apart. I've definitely seen other trainers and, participate in your boot camp. And it always does seem at the end of your boot camp, you're sharing some motivation throughout the boot camp, but then also there is some new program or some new initiative that you're doing, which is always giving back to the community. And I think once again, that definitely sets you apart from what you're doing versus what everybody else is doing.
Absolutely.
So, hey, I only have just 2 more questions for you. I really appreciate the time. So our last couple of questions are, what does Memphis Success mean to you?
Memphis Success, what does it mean to me? Having my name being mentioned when I'm not even in the conversation.
Okay.
I can put a period right there.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is when somebody talks about needing a personal trainer and they're on the other side of town, my name being mentioned.
Okay.
That's a success. And that just comes from, again, the way I do go about my daily life, how I treat people, how I am daily, that somebody can speak of you when you're not even around.
Right.
That's a success to me.
Okay. Awesome. Are there any last words or advice to tell our audience? And more importantly, how can they, once again, I know you gave your website, so please give us that information again, your Facebook, Twitter, whatever you have, so people can reach out to you, your website, so they can definitely get in contact with you.
Absolutely. You can go to www.spencerstotalfitness.com. You can send me or follow me on Facebook, Tyrone Spencer. That's TYRONE. SPENCER, or Instagram, nnoble357, the letter N, Noble, NOBLE 357. Or you can just simply come here to the Raleigh Springs Mall. I'm the only gym located right here inside the Raleigh Springs Mall. Come in the main entrance, walk all the way down, and go left. But the best advice I can give to you, whether you're just starting off, whether you've been in it for a while, is once again, just listen. Listen to what's being said. If you listen to what's being said, it will help you grow because they will tell you whether you're doing something right or wrong. And if you're willing to accept that, then you can apply that and you will just excel without even saying a word.
Okay. Awesome, guys. Well, that was Tyrone Spencer. I'm so excited once again. He shared so much knowledge and information that I know is going to impact me and work with my own business. So I'm going to definitely use those things. I know one of the big takeaways from me is it faith or fear?
Absolutely.
Is it faith or fear? So Memphis Go-Getters, tweet that out. Think about that. Is it faith or fear? And it's just amazing how he has now blossomed and has over 200 and something clients. Wow. I consider that Memphis Success. So guys, you know what to do. Go to nbsp.com, dream big, take action, and make money.
Thank you for listening to Memphis Success, the voice of Memphis entrepreneurs. Sign up now at memphissuccess.com to become a Memphis Go-Getter and receive all the latest information and free gifts. Because your success is Memphis Success.